It has been a fun week of racing so far here on this Independence Day week here on AG the channel. Of course, started out the week at Hillside actually with the Wawa Winners Showdown, and what a fantastic race that was. And then the Haas Sprint Series and the CSX Indy Light Series yesterday both took to the track here at the Chicagoland Speedway for their respective events. But here tonight, on the eve of Independence Day, we're going to let the big dogs loose here as the Haas IndyCar Series will take to the track here at this 1.5 mile oval here in Joliet, Illinois for 52 laps, 78 miles of action around this racetrack. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to race number 14 here on the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. Welcome to Honda Indy Chicago here from the Chicagoland Speedway. What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome to Honda Indy Chicago. It's Chicagoland Speedway, race 14 out of 20 here on the 2025 Haas IndyCar Series season. It's definitely one of the more interesting tracks that we've ventured to in the season, and definitely looking forward to seeing how this race will play out here tonight, especially considering how the season has gone so far up to this point. It has been a very, very interesting and fun season so far here in the IndyCar Series, and this race definitely has the opportunity to shake things up quite a bit, as it did in last night's race in the CSX Indy Light Series, which was the penultimate race of the season, and really set up a crazy championship battle going into the finale at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. So make sure to keep your eye out over there as well. But here in the IndyCar Series, it has also produced a fantastic championship battle as well, with definitely a lot of storylines coming into this week's race here at Chicagoland. And one of those storylines is definitely going to be a big one. It's the number 98, Brennan Wilmington, who is taking the points lead away for the first time this season. Wilmington's had a very strong season so far up to this point, and looking to capitalize once again. He's got a good starting position there in the number 98. Has a good shot at potentially holding on to that points lead. And of course, we can't go to Chicagoland without talking about Logan Williams. The past 3 years we have come to this racetrack, Logan has won twice and podiumed all 3 times. It's a first, second, and first for Williams, and he is starting this race in the 15th position, so he'll definitely be a car to watch out for as this race goes along. But yeah, with all that being said, definitely excited to see how this race will play out here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Like I said, you got 52 laps of action ahead of us. Should have a pit cycle nestled in there as well, so it will definitely be interesting to see how it will all play out. But really quickly, before we get things rolling here, we'll take a quick look here at your point standings. Coming into tonight's race here at the Chicagoland Speedway, like I mentioned, Brennan Wilmington has taken the points lead away. His first time up in that points lead here so far this season. And he currently just leads, though, by only 2 points to second in points at number 52, Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzy has also had a strong season up to this point, and he's got a decent starting position as well there in that 52, starting here inside of the top 10. So Fitzy definitely has an opportunity to capitalize as well. And then looking further on down the point standings, Tanner Parton comes in third, just 9 points back from the points lead. Ace Garcia has really turned on the Jets here in the second half of the season. He won Nashville, he won the last race out at Pikes Peak, and he comes in only 15 points behind And Ace also starting up here in the top 10 there on the outside of row number 3. So we've got all our guys up there in points, starting towards the front of the field. Definitely going to be interesting to watch out for all those guys as this race goes along. Fortunately, can't really say the same for John Andrews, who comes in this race 24 back. He's starting pretty deep in the field. John Andrews kind of been losing momentum as the season has gone along, so definitely looking to try and get his season back on track here tonight. We'll have to see. Braden Perez comes in 6th in points, 35 back. They got a bit of a gap to Bradley Bradshaw, 7th in points, 60 back. Chris Reynolds comes in 8th, 78 back. Aaron Abel, your winner from Road America, comes in 9th in points. He's had a solid couple of weeks here in the IndyCar Series. And Dylan Matthews rounds out your top 10 in points, 97 points behind Brennan Wilmington. However, starting on the pole is someone who's had their fair share of struggles so far this season. It's the 23 of Jay Knapp there for Grattan Autosport. In fact, Grattan Autosport has both of their cars here inside of the top 5 with Sam Addio there starting on the inside of row number 3. And Sam Addio, of course, your winner at this very racetrack back in 2023. Just barely beating out Logan Williams at the line, which is what Nicholas Sam Addio seems to do best. But Sam Addio will definitely be another one to watch as this race goes along. But how this race will go along, we'll just have to wait and see how it'll all play out here from the Chicagoland Speedway. But with all that being said, I think it's about time we get these guys rolling here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And as they do, we'll take a quick look here at your starting lineup here for Honda Indy Chicago here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Of course, as aforementioned on the pole, you got the number 23 of Jay Knapp, and he's starting alongside there the 48 Marcus Glitch. Nice to see him up here with a good qualifying position. Row number 2, we have a couple of guys up in the top 10 in points. It's Tanner Parton in the 8th, starting alongside Aaron Abel in the 97. Row 3, some more guys that are kind of up there in points. You got 27 Ace Garcia starting to the outside of Nicholas Sam Addio, your winner from Kansas earlier on in the season. Row number 4, you find your points leader, Brennan Wilmington, starting alongside the 99 of Max Anderson. And rounding out your top 10, you got the 55, Ella Clifton, to the inside of the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater. Race info will be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. You got a 52-lap race ahead of us here tonight, the usual 30 entries. And the aforementioned pit window should come around lap 36. Should be when the cycle should open, I believe, but we could definitely see some guys stretch it just a little bit further. Scratch will definitely be something to watch out for in this race, and it could be the decider to who we see going at it in the late stages of this one. Wait and see how it all plays out, but closing in on the 3/4 mark of the season after the next race at Iowa, so time is starting to run out, and I'm sure the aggression's definitely ramping up. We'll just have to see how it all plays out, but Jay Knapp and Marcus Glitch going to lead the field down the front straightaway. We're green flag racing here in Honda Indy Chicago, here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Jay Knapp going to hold on for the time being and will lead the opening lap here from Chicagoland side by side for second between Tanner Parton and the 48 of Marcus Glitch. That inside lane, especially on these starts, is where you want to be here around the Chicagoland Speedway while these tires are still fresh. Tanner Parton trying to make advantage of that as he moves into second. Sam Addio tried to jump down to the inside of Marcus Glitch, but kind of got tight there. Had to check up. Like I kind of mentioned a couple times in the CSX Indy Light Series race yesterday, as Wilmington makes a bold move to the inside of Sam Addio. Wilmington already looking to move forward here in the earlier stages of this one. So is his teammate Aaron Abel there in the 97, up into 4th. Like I was saying, Chicagoland definitely a very technical racetrack. Really got to set your moves up well here, and often kind of see everybody just kind of run the same line once everything kind of gets spread out. But yeah, we'll probably get kind of difficult to pass as the run goes along, but still Not saying that passing isn't possible as Wilmington tries to go after Nicholas Samadillo once again, but Samadillo's going to take his line away and once again hold off that 98 of Wilmington for the time being. Jay Knapp in the 23 still out in front as we come to the conclusion of lap number 4. Knapp holds on to the lead. Parton second. Glitch settles in third. Fourth is Abel. And Wilmington, third time's the charm potentially. He dives underneath the 5 of Nicholas Samadillo. Rolled the bottom well. And third time is indeed the charm for Brennan Wilmington as he moves through into the 5th position. Samadillo down to 6th. Side by side for 7th. As Ace Garcia and Noah Clifton going to be going at it back here. Zachary Fitzwater still kind of stuck up there on that outside lane, but hasn't lost much ground there in that 52, as he is still up here inside of the top 10 now, side by side with the 27 of Ace Garcia. Bradley Bradshaw looking to make his way up here as well, as here comes the 63, Logan Williams, looking to keep his good streak of finishes here. Chicagoland alive as he's trying to move his way up through the field, now up into 12th, looking for 11th on the 07 of Bradley Bradshaw, with help from both the Dog Pound Incorporated cars, Christian Vargas and Brad Stover. But out front, Jay Knapp leads, but he might have some company as here comes the 8 of Tanner Parton, looking to close in on the gearbox of Jay Knapp. Not quite going to make a move yet going into turn number 1, but that 8 is there, and he's definitely not afraid to show it as he peeked to the inside there through turns 1 and 2. Wasn't quite able to get there. But that 8 car definitely looks fast here from Chicagoland, and he's closing in. He's peeking to the inside for the lead. Here comes the 8 of Tanner Parton, looking to take it away as we come to complete lap number 8. Marcus Glitch there in the 48, waiting in the wings. Brennan Wilmington and the 98 is up into 4th. But for the lead, Tanner Parton's going to clear a nap off of turn number 2. But here comes the 48, Marcus Glitch, looking to make something happen. He dives it into the corner, has to let out of the gas. And Tanner Parton will hold on for the time being. Glitch just sent it too far deep, got tight, had to check up. And will lose second as well to the 23 of Jay Knapp. Brennan Wilmington had to take a bit of evasive maneuvers there to avoid the 48, who's trying to get his momentum back. It looks like he's kind of settled it away already as he goes back after the 23 of Jay Knapp there for the second position. And Wilmington with a bit of a cut down to the inside there, looking to see which way to go. He's going to block the 5 of Samadillo down the front straightaway and into the corner as he goes for the move on Glitch. They make contact as Samadillo goes for 3 wide to the inside. Big move out of Samadillo. And they're going to be side by side here, believe, for the 3rd position on the racetrack. Zachary Fitzwater, where on earth did he come from? He was just battling towards the tail end of the top 10. He's now up into 5th. And Brennan Wilmington kind of gets a little bit trained there on the outside. There goes Samadillo, Fitzwater, Marcus Glitch. Here comes Noah Clifton in the number 55. Aaron Abel, Ace Garcia, Bradley Bradshaw there in a line. But Wilmington got a good run there on the outside of Noah Clifton, and holds on to the 6th position there in that number 98. And they're kind of starting to go at it back here behind him. Garcia tried to go for a move there on Noah Clifton. Didn't quite work out in his favor, but it looks like it will work out in the favor of the 07 of Bradshaw, trying to get by Aaron Abel, there for the 9th position, I do believe. Here comes Brad Stover in the 81, and Brad Stover, honestly, ever since he unfortunately missed the Indy 250, I think they kind of flipped a switch inside of Brad Stover's head, because he's been kind of on a silent tear as of late. He's really kind of got together a couple of good finishes there in the 81, and has really kind of shot him up the point standings quite a bit. Didn't have the best run at Pikes Peak, but this 81 is really showing some pace as of late, honestly, and I'd honestly watch out for that 81 car as we start to get into the closing stages of this season. Here's both the GRT Team Velocity cars, Braden Perez and Logan Williams, both looking for another good run here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Logan unfortunately fell down to 16th after we last saw him, but still quite a long ways left to go in this race, and we know that Logan knows how to get it done at this track in particular, so we'll have to see if he can make his way back up towards the front of the field. As for the 2nd position, here comes Zachary Fitzwater, in the number 52, trying to go after Jay Knapp. Won't get it done quite yet, unfortunately. We're coming to complete lap 16. It is all Tanner Parton out front. He's pulled away about 0.5 of a second back to the number 23 of Jay Knapp. And actually, with these two going at it right there, that let him pull away even more. Now about 7.5 of a second, as they might be continuing to go out of here for the second position. Nicholas Samadia was also going to join in on this action. He's going to go to the inside and help Fitzwater through. Might get by his teammate there as well, and he will, so Jay Knapp falling down to the 4th position there. Getting passed by both Fitzwater and Nicholas Samadia. Brendan Wilmington has made his way back up into 5th. Clifton right now is 6th. Marcus Glitch has fallen to 7th, but still a really good run there for that BK Industries number 48. Ace Garcia is in 8th. Bradley Bradshaw's fighting the 97 of Aaron Abel there for 9th. You got both the Dog Pound Incorporated cars there, still kind of working together. Both right outside of the top 10, and now Stover with a big move to the inside is going to take that 10th position away from the number 97 of Aaron Abel. So move Stover now up into 10th, might even try to go for 9th here as he catches Bradley Bradshaw off guard. And his teammate's going to try to follow him through, and at least at the line there, move Brad Stover up into the 9th position. Christian Vargas now is going to round out your top 10 there in the 00. Got some action up here as Samadio looking to get to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater, but both these guys have closed into the 8 of Tanner Parton for that race lead. Brennan Wilmington in the 98's also not too far behind. It's actually got quite a run here down the front straightaway, looking to close into the 23 of Jay Knapp. He's peeking down the back straightaway, looking to try and get to the inside. And it looks like the momentum might carry him. He had a good corner there. We're going to be side by side here for 4th. Down the front straightaway at the line. Jay Knapp still barely had it there, but Wilmington is going to clear him. Going through 1 and 2. Noah Clifton in the 55 looking to take 5th away. And now Wilmington the 98 looking to move back into the podium places as he starts to hound the 5 of Samadio. Jay Knapp went a little bit wide there off of turn number 4. Might have just barely nicked the wall there, but no harm, no foul there for Jay Knapp. Ought to still be a clean race car for that 23. Marcus Glitch right behind him there in the 7th position. Knapp going for a move down the backstretch here on the 55. Not quite there yet, though, and is going to have to stay tucked in behind for the time being. Brad Stover all over the gearbox of the 27 of Ace Garcia. Looking to maybe try and find a way around here. Noah Clifton went a bit of a lane higher there at the 1 and 2, and Knapp's going to go after him once again. Side by side through 3 and 4. Knapp had to check up quite a bit, and Clifton will hang on for the time being. Glitch trying to dive down low. Jay Knapp's going to block him for now, but he peeks to the inside, going into 1 and 2. On the close quarters there, they're going to stay side by side, I think, down the back, but Knapp got a decent enough run on the outside to hold on. Here comes Brad Stover now for the 8th position on Ace Garcia, hugging that white line around the corner and clears Ace Garcia almost like it was nothing. And now already closing into Marcus Glitch, peeking to the inside, going into 1 and 2. Oh boy, this 81 car might be hooked up really well as Stover makes his way now up into 7th. That 81 might be on rails here tonight, but fastest lap actually so far belongs to the 52 of Fitzwater, who right now is the only car within striking distance of the 8 of Tanner Parton. They pulled away quite a bit as they think they battled back here, as Wilmington is now up into 3rd. Samadio down to 4th. Clifton still in 5th. Knapp down into 6th, but Brad Stover now up into 7th. And Christian Vargas looking to try and follow suit as well. So both the Dog Pound Incorporated cars really making their way up here through the field in the later stages of this run. Now Christian Vargas closing in, peeking to the inside of Marcus Glitch. Nearly made contact there. So let's try to cover him off into the corner, but Vargas was already there. Glitch might get the run off the corner, though, with Vargas having to check up. But Vargas going to send it back into 3 and 4. They're still side by side off the corner, but Marcus is going to clear there for the 8th position for now. We got kind of a hornet's nest back in here. And how about the 79, John Andrews, who started way towards the back of the field, has already made his way up into the 16th position, at least that last time by. He's definitely going to gain quite a few more spots this time around. See where he lines up at the stripe. And it looks like it's the 14th position now for John Andrews, so that's 79 doing really well here so far in this race, making up his ground. We got 3 cars all under a blanket here for this final podium spot. Wilmington, San Mateo, and the 55 and Noah Clifton there all in a line, but up front, Fitzwater closing in to the 8 of Tanner Barton once again. He's got the gap down to a 10th, but had to check up there in turns 1 and 2, letting Barton pull away once again. San Mateo to the inside of Wilmington down the back straightaway. Dives it into turns 3 and 4, and San Mateo back into the podium places. Clifton's going to follow him through for 4th. And Wilmington going to try and throw a block there on Jay Knapp. We'll see if he can hold on to it into the corner, and indeed he will. Brad Stover is going to join the battle here as well in the 81. Marcus Glitch and Christian Vargas right behind them. Stover dives to the inside and is going to take the 6th position away with ease from the 23 of Jay Knapp. Marcus Glitch going to get to the inside of him as well. This 81 of Brad Stover might just be the fastest car on the racetrack at the moment, because he is just absolutely on rails right now, moving up through the field. Wilmington looking for 4th once again on the 55 of Noah Clifton. Side by side here down the front straightaway. Here comes Brad Stover with a bit of a run. And they're going to stay side by side here going into turn number 1. Brad Stover might have an opportunity here on both Clifton and Wilmington, honestly, as they stay side by side. Brad's actually going to kind of stay up top, give the draft to Noah Clifton. Is he going to pass Wilmington on the outside? He's definitely trying it. He's going to clear him going into 1. Brad Stover with the pass on the outside. How about that? Well, if it wasn't already apparent that this 81 was absolutely on rails, I think it definitely is now. They're double file ahead of him once again. Clifton and San Mateo going at it for 3rd. Stover to the inside for 3 wide. San Mateo has to check up and get out of it. Brad Stover still side by side with Noah Clifton. And Stover takes that 3rd spot away as we got pit stops here on lap 36. Got a lot of guys checking up, as we got a bunch of guys here into the pit lane, led by the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater. Noah Clifton is in as well, so is Jay Knapp, Aaron Abel, and the 1 of Alger Baranowskis. And now here comes the 8 of Tanner Parton here on lap 37. Brad Stover in the 81 going to stay out another lap, and oh boy, here comes a lot of cars here on lap 37. A lot of cars there in the back having to check up quite a bit, but all clean here so far. And Brad Stover in the 81 there still staying out on the racetrack, holds the race lead. Marcus Glitch in 2nd, San Mateo 3rd. Ace Garcia also staying out as well, so is John Andrews, but guys like Glitch, San Mateo, and Garcia probably had to check up quite a bit, because they're quite a ways behind the 81 of Brad Stover, so it'll definitely be interesting to see where everyone will line up after the fact. But I believe this is going to be the last group of cars to come down the pit lane. There, I think, was the 52 of Zachary Fitzwater. So we'll see where he lines up compared to these guys that just came down. And, oh well, actually there's the 8 of Tanner Parton as well, way out ahead. But here comes the 52 of Fitzwater. Parton gonna merge in on the back straight away. This is gonna be close, but Fitzy looks like he is just barely gonna get him there around the outside. So Fitzy holds on to the race lead for the moment. 3 wide exiting the pits back there, but there's the 81, Brad Stover exiting the pit lane. Not quite gonna be enough for him. So after all is said and done, Zachary Fitzwater in the 52 is your race leader here for Chicagoland. Tanner Parton's going to come out of all that in second. Brad Stover might hold on to third, but here comes the 55 of Clifton. Gets blocked by Stover here down the front straightaway. Looks like these two are going to be the ones going at it for the third position for the time being. Christian Vargas up into the 5th position. Brendan Wilmington is 6th. Aaron Abel there. And the 97 is in 7th. But here comes the 23 at Jay Knapp, currently in 8th. Carson Miller in the 86. How about this guy up to 9th? And Braden Perez in the 83 rounds out your top 10 with Baranowskis and Logan Williams there right outside. And Marcus Glitch, Sam Adio, and Ace Garcia, who all kind of got checked up a bit coming into the pit lane. Lose quite a bit of ground because of that. Marcus Glitz now down to the 13th. Sam Adio just got by John Andrews there for the 15th position. So a tough break there for those guys. Noah Clifton gets around the 81 of Stover there for the 3rd position. But out front right now, it's all Zachary Fitzwater and Tanner Parton, 2nd and 3rd in the point standings. Looking to be the ones going at it for this race win here at Chicagoland. Your points leader, Brendan Wilmington, also still up here inside the top 10. He might lose the points lead if things stay how they are, but regardless, a great performance out of Wilmington, and especially Parton and Zachary Fitzwater here tonight from Chicagoland. Brad Stover in the 81 back up into the 3rd position, and honestly, if Brad Stover can really kind of get locked in here, we'll see if he can maybe close in a little bit. 4.5 seconds is quite the gap, but that 81 was absolutely on rails before that pit cycle happened. So I don't know, we'll see, but right now it seems to be between Fitzwater and Tanner Parton here for this race win. An absolute thrilling race so far here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Taking a look back here. Got a couple cars going at it back there. Got the 2 NS Racing teammates and Jay Knapp kind of in a blanket here for the 6th position. Jay Knapp looking to get back around Aaron Abel here. Looking to take the 7th position back away. Logan Williams up into 11th. And considering just the season that Logan has had, I think a top 10 finish would really be nice there for that 63. Unfortunately, the only thing that's in his way between Williams and a top 10 is his own teammate, the 83 of Braden Perez. So we'll see how hard that 63 races the 83, but regardless, a great run tonight out of the 63 of Logan Williams. Definitely a very Chicago-esque run there for Williams. But while the 81 of Brad Stover looks to be closing a little bit, that gap seems to be way too big for him to close in time, so it looks like it's just going to be between these two. Zachary Fitzwater and Tanner Parton going to be duking it out for this race win here in Honda Indy Chicago. 5 coming to 4 laps to go this time around. Parton looking to close into the 52 of Fitzwater. Last time by was about 0.2 of a second back. We'll see if he has anything here for the 52 of Fitzwater. 4 laps to go here from Chicagoland. Got 1 car up ahead. That's the 49 of Angel Gutierrez. It's been a bit of a rough season there for that 49 team in BK Industries. But Gutierrez, it looks like, might still be out of the way here for this one. Parton lost about 1/10 that last time by, so Fitzwater really looks wired in here in these closing laps of this race. 3 to go here from Chicagoland. Fitzy just needs to hang on 2.5 more laps. Tanner Parton might have closed in a little bit this time by, though, as long as he can hook 3 and 4 here. I definitely think he might close in a little bit. 2 laps to go here from Chicagoland. And yeah, Tanner closed in just a bit on the 52 of Fitzwater. Fitzy just looks really, really wired in here on this racetrack, and I think he's pulled away once again from the 8 of Tanner Parton. That 52 might just be too quick right now for the 8 to catch him. Here we go, white flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Chicagoland for Zachary Fitzwater and Trackhouse Racing. Tanner Parton giving it one last big charge, looking to close in one last time. But unfortunately for him, I think it just might be too little too late. Coming through turns 3 and 4, Zachary Fitzwater is going to get win number 2 on the season. Zachary Fitzwater wins Honda Indy Chicago here from the Chicagoland Speedway. What a drive out of Zachary Fitzwater, and honestly just what a race here at the Chicagoland Speedway. That was absolutely spectacular. Saw spectacular racing all throughout the night, and just seeing Fitzwater and Parton there at the end absolutely giving it their all was just the icing on the cake to a fantastic, fantastic race here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And Zachary Fitzwater, I believe with that, gonna nab his 2nd win on the season. Wow. Just wow. Zachary Fitzwater once again is going to tie for the top of the point standings with 31 wins, tying him once again with Nicholas Samadio. And I'll tell you what, in terms of the wins list, those two just cannot stop duking it out for that top spot. But man, just what a drive out of Fitzwater. And Tanner Parton, you definitely got to give him a lot of credit there. Like I said, those two are absolutely giving it their all there at the end. And also credit to Brad Stover for that pit cycle. That 81 was absolutely rapid, and he's going to come home with a podium finish there in that number 81. Like I said, ever since the Indy 250, that thing has just been on fire. And I definitely watch out for that 81 here in the following weeks. But looking further on down your finishing order here from Chicagoland, Noah Clifton, great run for that 55, comes home in 4th. Christian Vargas comes home in 5th, so a great points day for Dog Pound Incorporated. Your points leader, Brennan Wilmington, like I said, might end up losing the points lead after this race, but still a great run from Wilmington. He's definitely still going to be well in the mix after that one. Aaron Abel with a 7th place finish, keeping that momentum alive for that 97 team. Jay Knapp still with a great finish, coming home in 8th. Carson Miller comes home in 9th, and Logan Williams got by his teammate there at the end, comes home with a top 10 finish at the track that has been just so plentiful for Williams here in years past. Awesome to see there for Logan, who's had a really tough season there for GRT, Team Velocistar. Finally bringing home a great finish at the track. And like I said, has been very, very plentiful for Logan here in the IndyCar Series in the past couple of years. But again, just what a fantastic race here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And I'll definitely have another interesting race coming up next. It's Hy-Vee Indy, Iowa from the Iowa Speedway. That'll be coming up next week on Friday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And once we get that race going, we'll be 3/4 of the way through the season. There'll just be 5 races left to go after that one, so the season really starting to wind down quite a bit. And it'll definitely be interesting to see how things go from here, but I can assure y'all one thing, it's going to be really fun. I can't wait to see who we will see fighting for a championship and who will walk away with it all at the end of the season. But if last year proved anything, it's to expect the unexpected, so definitely looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series will have to offer. But with all that being said, once again, congratulations to the number 52 of Zachary Fitzwater. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all at the next race, Hy-Vee, Indy, Iowa, from the Iowa Speedway on Friday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But happy Independence Day, everybody. You all have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you all next week from the Iowa Speedway. But until then, you all take care and have a good one. Here is your point standings after race number 14 on the season.